She was just there to clean the dust off his desk. But when she looked up and saw her own childhood photo framed in gold, sitting proudly on a millionaire's table, her hands froze. How did he get that photo? And why had he kept it all these years? This is life lines where every story proves that our past never really leaves us. And sometimes the truth finds us when we least expect it. Janelle, 24, had learned to keep her head down, working as a cleaner in one of the most exclusive private law firms in Chicago. Wasn't glamorous, but it was steady. She moved quietly, respected boundaries, and didn't speak unless spoken to. She had dreams, big ones, but cleaning offices helped pay for her night school classes. That morning, Janelle was assigned a new floor, the executive wing. "Be careful," warned Rosa, her supervisor. "This guy's important, Mr. Langston. Big money, big ego." Janelle just nodded and stepped inside the richly paneled office. Mahogany desk, leather chairs, crystal decanter. It was the kind of room that whispered wealth. But as she wiped the edge of the desk, she noticed something strange. A photo frame, golden, clean, prominent. Inside, it was her. She stopped breathing. It was her at about 6 years old, in a gray coat, standing in the snow, clutching her favorite teddy bear. Her cheeks were red from the cold, and her eyes wide with innocence. There was no doubt this wasn't someone who looked like her. It was her. But how? That photo had been taken in foster care right after she'd been moved from one family to another. She remembered it clearly because it was the day she'd clung to that teddy bear like her life depended on it. She picked up the frame, hands trembling. Just then, the office door clicked open. Grant Langston, late 40s, tall and composed, stepped inside holding a cup of coffee. He froze when he saw her holding the photo. Their eyes met. "You recognize it," he said softly. Janelle quickly set the frame down. I'm sorry, sir. I didn't mean." "No," he interrupted. "You have every right to look at it." She was confused. What is this doing here? Grant sighed and walked over, removing his glasses. "I've been trying to find you for years," he said. "That photo is the only thing I've had of you since you were taken away." Janelle's chest tightened. "What do you mean?" He looked directly at her. "I was your foster parent, briefly, for 6 months. You were 4. I was only 22 back then, broke and struggling through law school. The system took you away after I lost my job and couldn't afford to care for you." Janelle's mind raced. "I remember someone," she whispered. "He used to cook pancakes with smiley faces. He let me sleep with the lights on." Grant smiled, eyes glistening. "That was me." They sat in that grand office for over an hour. Grant shared how, after losing her, he had promised himself he'd become powerful enough to never lose someone he loved again. That promise fueled his rise to becoming one of the most respected attorneys in the country. But success came with regret. He had searched, but foster records were sealed, and all he had left was that one photo the social worker let him keep. "I checked hundreds of names, faces, systems," he said. "Then, 2 months ago, I saw your name on the staff roster. It rang a bell, but I wasn't sure, so I waited." Janelle felt overwhelmed. "You could have just said something. I didn't want to scare you off. I needed to be sure. And now I am." Tears slipped down her cheek. "I thought no one remembered me." Grant reached out gently. "I never forgot you." From that day forward, everything changed. Grant offered to support Janelle's education, not out of pity, but because he believed in her. He helped her transfer to a top law school where she thrived. 3 years later, Janelle stood in that same office, not as a cleaner, but as a first-year associate attorney at Langston and Firm. The framed photo still sat on the desk, but now, beside it, stood a new one. It was a picture of Janelle in her graduation gown, smiling proudly with Grant beside her, the man who once lost her, and the woman who found herself again. She thought her past was forgotten, but it was waiting for here, in a frame, in a memory, in the heart of a man who never stopped hoping. Because sometimes, the people who love us don't disappear. They just wait for the right moment to return. This is Lifelines, where every moment holds the power to rewrite your story.